with Rika. We're still stuck at home, as I'm sure you are too. Today we got some sobering news for our country. We are officially in a recession. And I know with that feeling comes the feeling of loss of control over your life. Maybe you've lost jobs. It's pretty serious. But that's why I think it's important to do this episode, because having a garden and providing food for your family from virtually nothing or recycled materials that you have in your house gives you a small feeling of being back in control again, and every little bit helps during this time. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you several different ideas to get your windowsill garden going, and you'll be able to eat your food within a week. Pretty awesome, huh? This first one that I'm going to show you is just a baby spinach box. And maybe 4 or 5 days ago, I put in greens, or I started some microgreens from sunflower seeds, and they are almost ready to harvest. They probably need 2 more days or so, but this is a great avenue to take if you have green stuff. It just acts like its own greenhouse. Another thing that you can do is take a gallon jug of milk, cut it in half, and create a little hinge. I used tape, and I got really stabby with my knife. I stabbed the bottom and made holes for drainage, and I'm gonna try this today. So this is the soil version that I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna use soybeans for this one. And then our third receptacle that we're going to grow seeds in is a mason jar. Everybody has these at home, or if you don't have mason jars, you can use it like an old pasta jar, just any kind of glass jar, and all you need is an open top, a rubber band or a metal ring, and a paper towel or a coffee filter just to keep stuff from going out. And that is your garden right there. So everybody has space for that, even people who live in the city who think that they can't do a garden. Even you can do it. So the first thing you're going to do is find some seeds. And I went through my cupboards in my house to see what I already had going on. And I have red lentils for doll. And I wasn't sure if these would sprout or not, but I did a test last week and soaked them overnight. And sure enough, these tiny little sprouts came out. So I'm going to do a microgreen garden in a jar with these. I think smaller seeds work better for the jars, whereas the sunflower seeds work better when you have more of a surface area to put them over. So all you do for small seeds like these, and I also have a mix of seeds in this tiny little cup, you only need like 1/4 cup, is you soak them, you rinse them thoroughly a couple times, and then you put them in the jar. So I'm going to do that. I'm going outside so I don't have to make a mess in my kitchen, but super simple. You can soak them in the jar already. You don't have to put them on a plate. And they like darkness, and they like to be in a warm area. So right now where we live in Northern California, it's still a little too cool. So just pour some water in with them, rinse them out a couple times, and you don't actually need to leave them soaking in water, just enough so they don't dry out. And you just leave them to do their thing, and you just put them on your windowsill. If you want to do more of a legume or bean, let's do this one in our milk carton. So I'm actually going to put some soil in this one, and this is just basic organic garden soil, and I'm going to cover the bottom so it's just enough to cover. And I'm going to lightly spread these across. Careful not to break them. And these soybeans are pre-soaked. And I'm just going to want to get them to the area where they are sprouted, to the point where they're sprouted. And I'm going to put a little more soil on top. And that's really it. Finally, the last one is these teensy tiny little microgreens, and I'm going to link to these. I found them on Amazon, but I think they're flying off the shelves right now. But this is a mix of broccoli, radish. There's some other interesting things in here too, and these will be really delicious. I'll either add them to a salad or a sandwich, or put them on potatoes or something like that. So I'm going to pour these in a jar too. And then I'm going to take you inside and show you some other aspects of my indoor garden that I'm going. Now today the high is 60 degrees, but over the last week it's been in the 50s. Still too cold, I think, for us to go outside. But the main reason I'm doing this inside is I have such a problem with snails. So every time I put greens in my garden, they just get annihilated by snails within hours. It's like the snails can smell when I put some buffet for them out to eat. Okay, now that you have mastered microgreening, I'm going to show you how to do an indoor garden using a flat. And this is for greens. This is for quick growing lettuces and Swiss chards that you could transplant outside if you wanted to, or you can just leave on your windowsill. This size of a flat will actually fit on my windowsill in my house to prevent the slugs from getting it. But what you're going to do is just pour your organic potting soil or garden soil across the flat, and I have 2 layers to this. I have one with holes and then one that's solid that won't let water come through, so I'll still have the moisture flow through to prevent mold. I don't want my seeds just sitting in water. So I'm going to spread that out, and I'm going to do 2 types of greens today. I'm going to do a gourmet baby green mix, and then I'm also going to do a Swiss chard blend and just see what happens. I really like color in my salads. I think it tastes good, and the advantage of these is you can also cook them. I know it might feel weird. Maybe you haven't had cooked lettuce before, but it's actually quite common in a lot of Asian dishes. So I'm just going to open these, and I'm just going to do several rows, and I'm going to plant them closer together than I would in the garden, with the expectation that I will eat them when they're smaller and not full grown. So I have 4 rows, and I'm just kind of massaging them in a little bit, and then I'm going to water them, and I think I will post on here an update on this vlog later to see how all of this worked out, because I haven't tried this before and I'm excited. I've only done it outdoors, but we still have a couple weeks before our first frost date, so I'm not putting things outdoors, especially lettuces, yet. Alright, congratulations, you're a gardener now. You have regained control over your life and fed your family for days or weeks. And what I would say about all of these is, for the microgreens, I would just replant every week or so as you deplete your supply. Just see how much you guys eat on a regular basis. I really like the taste of sunflower sprouts. Those are my favorite personally, but I'm thrilled to try some of these others. So replant on a regular basis. Make sure that you are rinsing out your greens, especially the ones in the jars. Rinse them out on a regular basis. Do the sniff test if they start smelling weird. You do not want to eat the bacteria that's growing on them if you get into a mold zone. So be aware of that. And otherwise, go back and watch my other videos if you haven't. I haven't used toilet paper in a week now, so watch that episode. And then go back and watch the first episode that tells you why I'm doing the Sustainable Life experiment. So thank you for watching, and hi to all the friends and family that we can't see right now. We hope you guys are doing well. Peace out.